Yo, what's up everybody? Back with another day of showing you how I am using the app called My Macros Plus to build my food plan for the day so that I can make sure to hit my calorie and macronutrient goals, all those cool proteins, carbs, and fats. I build these every day anyways. I thought at some point, why not record them, throw them up on here, maybe it'll help somebody else figure out how to do theirs as well. So every day whenever I build this, I have a 3-step process to building my plan. My first step of building my daily food plans is I put in what I call my daily staples. My staples are things that are the same every single day. I don't have to think about them. I don't have to wonder, well, what kind of food am I going to have in this particular spot? It's basically clockwork every single day. For me, my daily staples end up actually being my pre and my post-workout meals. The reason they're my staples is because it's easy. It's just some protein powder in each one of them and then a little bit of a carb boost in my post-workout. As you can see right here, it's exactly that. Pre-workout, 1 scoop of pure protein whey powder. My post-workout is some more protein powder and then some gummy bears for a nice post-workout energy boost there. So I put that in first just to get everything started, to get the whole thing in motion. My second step of my 3-step process is I ask myself, is there something that I want to eat today to keep myself feeling sane or something that I'm craving, especially whenever you are trying to cut weight. It's easy to feel like you are depriving yourself. So for me, working these cravings in, even though they're not quote unquote healthy, actually help keep me on track to hitting my goals because they help me to stay somewhat sane whenever I'm trying to restrict what I'm eating. Most days I don't have anything. Today, maybe it's a continuation of the birthday thing. I did have a craving when I woke up, and you'll see it right here. It's the Blue Bunny Double Swirl Ice Cream. Just 1 serving worth, so not a lot. But it's an ice cream that I did a little bit of research on. I checked the others at the store. This one had probably the best macronutrient breakdown with not a ton of fat. So I threw that in there, and we're going to see how that works with the rest of today's meals. So step 2, adding your cravings in. So whether you do got one, whether you don't, when you're done with step 2, you go to the final step, step 3, which is once you eat your first meal of the day, whether that's at 9 in the morning or if it's 12 in the afternoon or 2 in the afternoon, track that meal once you have eaten it, and then go ahead and build the rest of your meals for the day. The reason I say to wait until you eat your first meal is because for some people, our schedules can change throughout the day. We don't know when we're going to eat that first meal. If you have a very strict schedule, you can probably build your entire meal early in the day and you know exactly when you're going to eat. For me, my day jumps all over the place depending on my work schedule and family schedule. So some days I'll eat at 10 in the morning, some days I'll eat at 2 in the afternoon. It just depends. If you're a flexible schedule person, I suggest waiting until you eat your first meal. So I've tracked my first meal here. What I had was I had 2 wraps. One of them was a deli chicken wrap, sliced deli meat. The other one was a sliced deli turkey wrap. So I had a turkey and a chicken one. Both had a couple of bags of protein chips. These are those Quest chips that I've been eating like crazy lately. I put some guacamole on one of my wraps here. So a very basic lunch, 2 wraps, some chips, and that's basically it. You can see here a lot of protein, which is nice. 117 total grams of protein versus 28 total grams of fat, 800 total calories for that meal. Then for dinner, I went basic again. Again, something if you watch my videos, I prefer simplicity over big meals of cooking stuff. It's easier for me to track, and frankly, it's just easier for me to make. So I threw some rice in the microwave. That's the Uncle Ben's Minute Rice. And then I put 2 packets of tuna into the rice. This is like a sriracha flavor or a spicy flavor of tuna. Just mix it all together and eat it. It's certainly not fancy, and frankly, if you saw me eating it, you might think it looks sad, but for my purposes, it makes me happy because it helps me hit my overall goals. There's a very basic dinner, nothing too fancy. And I've had a couple of snacks today still. A fruit bar. This is a frozen fruit bar from Walmart, just 15 grams of carbs. I've had a cheese stick, which I haven't had in quite some time. Just a quick Colby Jack cheese stick. Not a lot to that there. So that's where I've left today's off. We're going to build the rest of it together. Right now where we're sitting is my fat is starting to run out. I got to be careful. Whatever else I add in here, I got to be careful of adding too much fat. My protein and carbs, they're fairly similar. So what I want to be looking at, and when you're building your plan, you want to basically keep referencing your numbers, figure out how much further you have to go in certain categories. Is your fat too high? Is your protein too low? And then try to build based off of that. I've also got about 665 total calories remaining. That's underneath my max, so I don't want to go over that. So that 2,700 calories is my current max. that I am targeting. So let's think about things that are primarily protein and carb heavy. I know that one of these that I'm thinking of that's on my mind that I can add is something like, I want to switch my category here, the flavored Greek yogurt. I put this on a lot of my meals because it's a nice little snack and it's a little bit heavier on protein. It's got some carbs in it and 0 fat, which is nice. If you see that here, 12 protein, 8 carbs. It's going to add that into a snack there. Take a look at how we're doing. Still 585 total calories remaining. I don't want to be eating too late in the night, so I want to start adding a little bit more bulk here, something with a little bit more that digs and cuts into these numbers a little bit faster. So I'm thinking about things like, let me think, I got to do something kind of carb-like, heavier on carbs. Let's do something like, what do I want? Ooh, I'll put that Jell-O in there. That's the Jell-O I put in yesterday's plan. That's 17 grams of carbs. I'll take that. There we go. Now we're starting to kind of even those two numbers out. The protein and carbs looking even, about 500 calories to go till my max. Now, that's just for my max. With 500 remaining, really, I want to knock out probably about 300 more, and I'd be okay with that. That would put me in the range that I want to be, so I don't have to try to max out all 500 of them that I've got left here. So thinking of, again, something, because my protein and carbs are about the same. Let's do, what else can I do here? How about something that would be somewhat, how about some Ezekiel Toast, some carbs here, which is nice for 2 slices. And you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm actually just going to eat that as toasted and put my yogurt on that. So I'm not going to add anything else to the toast. That's fine. I still want a little bit more protein because now you can see my protein is starting to get a little bit behind. So let's think of protein heavy, something that I can have that is protein heavy. No, carrot cake is not going to do it, although that would be great. Let's do a little bit of beef jerky. There's a bit of beef jerky for 9 grams. And I really just need about 100 more calories, and I'll be okay with how that pans out. Let's see here. Nothing's really kind of catching my attention except for these steak and protein chips. Fine, I'll do another one. And so I'm going to add 1 more bag of protein chips. That's 3 bags today. I got to scale those back at some point. But that's the reason I put them in, is because it looks really nice on my overall numbers. So that's where I'm going to end it at, 169 total calories remaining. And I've got, the lunch was decent. Dinner was basic but fulfilling. I've got my snacks, including my cravings of ice cream in there, plus some Jell-O, plus some beef jerky, plus another thing of chips. So a lot of nice snacks. Days like this don't make me feel like I'm trying to restrict what I'm eating, because there's a lot of good stuff in here that's really exciting. And of course, my 2 staples. So that's how today's build went. Adding a craving in changed the way that I had to approach it, and I had to kind of keep an eye on that fat as I was building the rest of the plan. But it all looks really good, and frankly, this is very close to almost a perfect day for me as far as the overall numbers are concerned. So again, the app I am using is called My Macros Plus. I highly suggest getting it. It costs a couple of bucks on all the app stores, but it's well worth it if it helps you stay consistent with your overall nutritional plans. Please like this video if it was helpful. Hit the subscribe as well. I do these videos every single day. And that's it. I'm going to jump because I've got some more stuff that I need to be eating. Mostly the ice cream is really all I'm talking about. That's what I'm most excited for. So thank you all for watching very much. We'll see you on tomorrow's video. Peace.